friends. I'm Shannon Kinney-Duh. I am a holistic life transition and creativity coach, an intuitive spiritual mentor, an artist, a writer, and a teacher and creator of a free spirit life. This is a place for sacred self-discovery, empowered creativity, and igniting the inner magic that is you. It's a place to be your true self, the messy, imperfect, wonderful, beautiful you that you are here to be. And we're learning how to be that together. So I created a deck. It's called Your True Nature. And it's all about learning and remembering and finding the courage to let your heart lead the way and trust it in your life. You know, our heart is our compass. It is our guide. It is here to lead us on the path of self-discovery and awakening. And today we're going to have some fun and pull 3 cards. Let's see what card all of us feel most drawn to today. So before I pull a card, I'm going to show you that this deck comes with a guidebook, 111 pages. It also comes with this really sweet stand, so you can pick a card of the day and reflect on it and put it on your desk or wherever you are in the kitchen and have it be this beautiful piece of art that reminds you to tune in and to let your heart lead the way. And really why I called it Your True Nature is I'm using the elements of nature and how they relate to your energy centers, your 7 chakras, and the colors of the rainbow. Because we are nature. We are all those amazing colors. And we are here to remember how to connect to the earth again and stay grounded, how to connect with water and learn to move with the flow of life, how to ignite our inner fire and really stand in our power, how to connect with our breath and the air element and create more spaciousness in our hearts and in our lives, and how to speak from a place that is space, that is giving us space to express our true selves through our voice, how to connect to our higher and spirit self, that we're not just a physical matter, that we are energy, that we have a spirit, and how to connect with that inner vision and intuition. And then source, whatever source means to you, whether it's universal love, whether it's nature, whether it's just an energy field, whether you call it God, it is the divine energy that we are co-creating our life with. And so I do that playfully by going through the colors of the rainbow. And I'll talk more about that with the card that we pick. But what I wanted to show you is in the beginning of this book, I talk about ways to use the deck. And there's different examples, like a morning ritual. And this is what we're going to do together. This is the daily guidance. Start each day by drawing a card to set an intention. To clear the deck, place your hands over it, shuffle, and infuse it with your love and light. Ask yourself, what wisdom does my true nature have for me today? So let's do that together. I'm going to shuffle the deck. I'm going to tune in with you all and myself because we're all connected. And let's see what 3 cards we need to hear today. What does our true nature want to guide us towards today? So while we're doing this, let's all take a moment to close down our eyes, if you can, whatever you're doing right now, and take a breath and breathe in. Feel that Mother Earth is holding you right now. You are being held, you are being supported, you are being guided by your heart. What card speaks to you today? Go ahead and tune in. And is it going to be number 1, number 2, or number 3? I have not looked at these yet, so I'm going to take a sip of water and then let's see what number 1 says. I connect with my authentic self, flowing effortlessly with the rhythm of life. Love, love, love this card. Now, the way that I designed these cards is the color that goes around the card relates to the color of your energy center or your chakra. This is also related to the element at that energy center. So, orange is the sacral chakra, the sacral energy center, and it also is connected to the element of water. So when I see this, I connect with my authentic self flowing effortlessly with the rhythm of life. You guys, beautiful. We are moving into a state right now that feels unknown. And we as humans don't like things that feel unknown. Now, some of you might embrace and really thrive in change. For most of us, though, when we're in a state of unknown, kind of that in-between state, that can bring up fear, nervousness. We can feel anxious. We can feel lost or confused on where to channel our energy, what to do, what to focus on, because it all feels very unknown. And so when I think about the water element, water is teaching us how to flow and go with the flow. And a lot of times we have to learn how to sink and get in that flow in the first place. So I like to think of our lives as surfing. And in this lifetime, I have not actually surfed, but this is the concept for me. The surfboard is the tool. The surfboard helps you ride the waves, okay? And sometimes you're going to get knocked off and you got to get your board again. Sometimes the water is smooth sailing and you can just sit on your surfboard and you can see the horizon and you know exactly what it looks like. You know where it's going. It's calm. You're calm. And then there's times where you see dark clouds heading your way and you know intuitively you are not those clouds. You are you. But the clouds are coming in and they're here to teach you something. And if we're not prepared, we might get knocked down by that storm and we might fall off of our board. We might even lose the board for a while. We might even try to find the surface. We might have to really swim up to the surface and use a lot of energy to get back up. Knowing your tools, knowing that you have a surfboard helps you ride those waves, and it helps you understand when you're getting too far into the storm how to get back into the flow. Our sacral energy center is really symbolic of playfulness, joy, enjoying the simple pleasures in life. And to me, that's a way to stay in the flow. That's a way to use the water element. We're really taught to force ourselves through life and get your to-do list done and make things happen and always be in action mode. And that is only going to burn us out. What we're learning now through this awakening process and letting our hearts feel safe again to lead the way, we're learning how to trust again, how to allow again, how to receive our next intuitive hit and let that guide us on our surfing journey or on our next path forward. So let's see what the book says. But my intuitive guidance is saying if you picked card number 1, you're being encouraged to make space for playfulness in your life. Allow yourself to enjoy the simple little everyday pleasures in life. Like for me, it's drinking a coffee out of one of my favorite mugs from my very, very dear friend. When I drink this cup of coffee, I think of her, I think of our friendship, and I love this coffee. It's so delicious. It's got mushrooms in it. It's warm. I love the ritual of making it. It's a simple pleasure for me. So tune in. What are those simple pleasures, and are you making space for them in your life? It's also calling on you to express your creativity, whether it's through getting your hands in the soil, trying something new. Maybe you've always wanted to make sushi. That's on my list. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to garden or take really good photographs or write poetry or write a song or sing a song. This is your inner compass, your intuition, your creativity guiding you to becoming your authentic self, to guiding you to get into the flow of life. And when you get into the flow, when you connect with the flow, you connect with your authentic self. So let's look in the guidebook. This is card 11. I love that. For those of you who picked 1, if you're seeing a lot of 111s or 1111, this is card number 11. So that speaks to you as well. This is the card of flow. It says, I align with the natural rhythm of life, embracing the effortless flow of my true self. By releasing control and trusting in the unfolding journey, I open myself to the guidance of the universe. Letting go of resistance allows me to move with ease, feeling both grounded and free. I practice flexibility, welcoming change with an open heart and mind. As I surrender to the flow, I conserve my energy and feel rejuvenated. I find grace in allowing life to move through me, knowing that when I flow, I thrive. And the question for reflection: where in your life can you practice more surrender and trust? What does flowing with life look like for you? Something stood out to me here. It says, I conserve my energy and feel rejuvenated when I surrender to the flow. Y'all, we've heard, and no, I don't live in the South. I don't know where y'all just came from. I don't usually say that. Maybe you're watching and you are from the South. Okay. This is about conserving energy or learning how to harness our energy in a different way. When we go and we push and we stay in action mode for so long and we put joy and pleasure at the end of that list, we burn out. And we don't have energy anymore for the things that truly do matter to us, that bring us joy, that bring us upliftment, that make us feel good. So it is up to you. You are being called today to make space for the simple pleasures in life. Pay attention to when you're resisting or when you're holding on too tight, and when you're being called to surrender, when you're being called to relax, when you're being called to play, when you're being called to trust. Allow yourself to surrender and trust and step into the flow, and you will know where to go in the next moment for you. Trust yourselves. Trust that your authentic self is guiding you. Okay, if you picked card number 2, you're like, let's get on with it, Shannon. This is really weird. Look what card I picked for card number 2. I'm keeping this in, you guys, because there's something about this card that is so funny. I have 2 open decks, and I think the decks got mixed. Card number 2, if you were watching card number 1 and you're like, yeah, well, you are being called to connect with your authentic self, flowing effortlessly with the rhythm of life. You know why I'm keeping this in? We have been taught in our world that we need to be perfect. Remember that old phrase, practice makes perfect? Practice makes progress. Practice is the way of life. And when you stumble, you're learning through the practice. There are no mistakes. There are no failures. We are here having this human experience to learn, to discover, to explore. You are a life explorer of yourself and the world around you. And if you do that in a lighthearted way, yeah, I'm not saying that life doesn't have hardship. Believe me, I know that. We all go through tough stuff. And I feel that for myself. I have great empathy and compassion. And I feel that for you. Those hard times and the experiences of challenge and obstacles are here to be your greatest teachers. And when you're in the midst of it, like my analogy of the surfing, when you're in the storm or you can't even barely find the surface of the water, surely doesn't feel very good for someone to say, hey, go find your joy. You're like, I'm just trying to find my surfboard. I need help here. And I'm not taking that lightly. You are not alone in this. And you are not being asked to be perfect, to be positive and happy all the time. Our emotions are our greatest teachers, and the sacral chakra is teaching us how to tune in with our emotions. So notice when you're triggered by anger, when you're triggered by fear, when you're triggered by sadness, when you're triggered by disappointment, when you're triggered by joy, when you're triggered by love, when you're triggered by compassion. All of those emotions are here to teach you something. And when we pay attention and we allow ourselves to feel, which is also another sacral energy and the water element lesson, you feel and you release and you experience more love and compassion internally, more self-love, more love for others. So I think why this card is coming up twice for us today, and why the sacral energy center and the element of water is coming up, is we are moving away from scarcity and a hustle culture and this dysfunctional way of connecting with the earth. We are healing our connection with Mother Earth. We are learning how to create a new foundation with Mother Earth. The earth is our foundation, and we're learning how to commune with Mother Earth in a different way. And that means creating a new foundation that is more based in love, based in self-love, based in community rather than competition, based in collaboration rather than in for just yourself, based in unity consciousness rather than I'm right, you're wrong. So it's messy right now because we're learning how to create something new, which is the sacral energy center, which is the gift of water, creation energy. So all of us who picked card 1 and 2 are being called, use the water element. One of my favorite things to do with water is literally to communicate with it. Here's my coffee. You might drink coffee or tea or water every morning. Place your hands on your cup and tune in with the water. If you're still going to subscribe to my channel and you're like, oh, it's that one lady on YouTube who talks to her water, like, my water is my friend. Yeah, then you're my people. So you're talking to your water, okay? And you're like, water, I love you. Thank you for being here in my life. I have such gratitude for my water. And then I talk to my water because my water is a communicator. My water is going to hold this message and bring it into every cell of my body because I'm basically water. You are water, right? So this water is going to communicate to this water. I am powerful. I am joy. I am creative. I am abundant. I am love. I am loved. And then you drink that. And let it travel from the inside out. And that self-love that tenderness, that simple pleasure that you're giving yourself will radiate out into every area of your life. Okay, my friends. Whoa. Water is calling us. Reflect on water. Do water meditations. Practice using the phrase, I'm going with the flow. Imagine what you're doing on your surfboard right now. And play with water. That's why I do watercolor, because I find it is just an opportunity to play and not be so controlled. It allows me to be loose and go with the flow. What's your version of play? That's what we're being called to pay attention to with these two cards. Okay, card number 3. Within the sanctuary of my being, I create a safe space to listen deeply to the voice of the divine. This color is the indigo color, which is associated with the third eye, which is your spirit self. This is your inner vision. This is your inner vision. And I love that we're getting these two cards today. We're getting the sacral energy center and we're getting the third eye. Because every energy center is connected. I love this, y'all. Where are my people who use y'all? That is the theme of this video today. Y'all. Yes. I create a safe space to listen deeply to the voice within me. Where's that voice coming from? Sometimes that voice is our inner critic, not that voice. We do want to create a safe sanctuary for that voice to feel safe. That is the ego voice. That is the mind trying to take over. And sometimes our mind acts like a toddler. And it especially acts like a toddler when you're going through change, when you're going through transition. And who isn't going through change and transition right now? So our toddlers are like, no, don't forget about me. Don't you remember I always told you you weren't good enough and that you suck at that and you can't do that? And that is not the inner voice. That is the true you. That is your thoughts. That's why I created this deck. If you watched my last card pick video, I talk about words being frequency. I'll talk more about that as we do these videos because the words we speak matter and what we say to ourselves matters. What kind of sanctuary are you creating with your words inside yourself? If you are saying things like, oh God, I suck. I'll never be as good at that. I'm a failure. Oh, I did that once and I sucked at it. All I do is make mistakes. I have no money. If I only lost 20 pounds, then I could do ... Whatever it is, how you talk to yourself matters. So be gentle with yourself as you're exploring, oh my goodness, yes, I do that sometimes, right? How interesting that I do that. Thank you, mind, for helping keep me safe. Thank you, ego, for, trying to keep me safe. I'm going to have you sit back here and, if you've seen the movie Inside Out, I had an online course once that was the title of that course way, way, way before that movie came out. And I love the message of looking within, and they focus on the emotions. And but they have an Inside Out too. They talk about anxiety. And towards the end of the movie, without giving it away, anxiety is still there. It's just anxiety sitting in a massage chair, like sipping tea, just like, okay, I'm going to just chill over here. That's kind of what the ego does. We still need it. And the mind is a wonderful tool. We still use it, but we want to calm it. We want to quiet it. We want to help it feel at ease. so we can let the heart lead the way, so that we can trust our inner vision. And so that's what this card is saying. It's saying, pay attention to your triggers, pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your words, and then be tender with yourself. Be gentle with your heart. You've been through a lot in this lifetime. You're going through a lot right now. You are not alone in that, even when it feels like it. Sometimes when you finally do get on that surfboard and you look around, you see everyone else around you surfing with you. And they come paddling next to you and they're like, hey, I'm with you on this journey. Let's go shine together. That's what the space is all about. So let's look at the card. It's card 36. It's connected to the higher self. I call it the spirit self in my book. And the theme is trust. I trust myself deeply, knowing the greatest gift I can give is to believe in who I am and the wisdom I hold within. Shifting from my head to my heart, I connect with the unconditional love that is my true nature. When I quiet restless thoughts and lean into patience, my heart becomes my guide. In this space of love and receptivity, I am grounded and clear. Trust shapes my decisions, and with each day, I become more effortless. Oh, it becomes more effortless. I become more effortless too. I love that. Trust shapes my decisions, and with each day, it becomes more effortless. The more I trust, the more vibrant and at ease I feel. Your question for reflection: how does trusting yourself feel in your body? What sensations or emotions arise? Oh my God, I love this so much because we're talking about the third eye, and then this one's talking about the sacral. And the sacral and learning how to connect with your body and go with the flow helps you tune in, and vice versa. When you tune in with your inner vision and your inner wisdom, you feel the emotions rise up and you can allow them to come up. And this is a journey of allowing and receiving and releasing, not holding on. That's the scarcity mindset that we're moving away from. But trusting the flow of your life. Trusting where the flow is taking you next. Trusting that these words are finding you in just the right time. Trusting that the flow of your life is happening exactly in the right timing, that you are right where you need to be. I love you. Thank you for listening. I have a surprise for you. If you got this far in the video and one of these cards resonated, leave a comment in the comments below and let me know what resonated with you. What's one takeaway from this video today, or what's the card that you chose? And if you just leave a comment, you can even just say what number you picked. I am going to enter you into a drawing to win a deck, your True Nature deck. And in a week's time, I'm going to pull a winner. And this is fun for me because it keeps me going with these videos, and it's a fun challenge for you too. So keep tuning in for these card picks. I will continue to do these throughout this week. Every time you leave a comment on a video, I will add you and tally you, and you'll get that many entries into my giveaway, and I will announce a winner on April 1st. Okay? April 1st, 2025, if you're watching this video, anytime in the future. So thank you, my friends, for listening. Thank you for being you. If this resonates, share this. I am new to YouTube. I would love for you to subscribe, but I really just want these messages to get to the right people. So if you know that someone's hurting, if you know that someone's going through stuff, if you know that someone's wanting to feed their creativity or stand in their power or just be their true selves and connect with other free spirits on the same path, share this video with them, and I will see you next time. Thanks for being you.